3X Lex, Triple X back in the building. All right, guys, I'm here today to give you a breakdown of all the up and coming things for 3X Tech. And thanks for coming out today. I appreciate your attendance. So without further ado, let's get to it. As for the happenings and what's going on with the company right now, I haven't been posting a whole lot. I know I just recently dropped the Odroid video, and before that I showed off some prototypes and stuff. So, with that said, working on a lot of things in the background here, a lot of stuff I haven't shown yet. The prototype for the hybrid arcade is done. So, that said, I'm not probably going to be showing a prototype off of that particular model. What you're going to end up seeing is you'll probably see a proper debut of that. It's completely done and finished. In addition, with the Platinum Night 58-inch arcade, you'll likely see both of them done around the same time, and you'll see breakdown videos of them both. So I appreciate your patience and everybody being extremely understanding, and well, most people being understanding, and most people adding their feedback and questions. Your feedback is much appreciated. Very, very much appreciated. I don't want anybody to take that the wrong way. I think there's a difference between saying you don't like something about a particular thing and offering some honest, constructive feedback, and then just saying like, hey, you know, you gotta come, this is a waste of time. Like, we want to be respectful. It's certain arcade cabinets out now that I don't really care for the design much. The design doesn't do anything for me, and it doesn't look right. You know, but that said, I don't go over there and say those crazy things either. You know, I just let them rock. If it's not for me, if it don't apply, I let it fly. Now, if you're digging something and, you know, something's a little off or something doesn't stand out to you, that's fine. You know, I've made certain videos and asked for your opinions. So I don't want anybody to think that that they shouldn't feel comfortable coming forward with any opinions or questions or concerns about the arcade cabinet. If it's something you want to see, let me know. I've noticed a lot of people say they weren't very fond of the actual control deck. That's been noted. Right now, I have a revised version of that control deck I'm working on. The edges are going to be rounded off. I mean, it has to be the distance of the cab, but the edges are going to likely be rounded off on that. I know most of you guys aren't keen on the tips on the top. So those two things have been noted. I'm working on something for that, so I appreciate that feedback. It's definitely been noted. Again, like I said, a hybrid is almost done. I can't wait for that to properly debut, because I've been showing off and talking this multi-platform version for a while, and I finally got the complete concept, idea, and product ready, and it's almost ready to debut. So once that's debut, you'll be able to see just how that's going to interact with everything, because a lot of people have had a lot of questions. Oh, how are you going to use this? What's the point of this? You don't need this. I only need this. I only need this. I only want an arcade cabinet. And that's fine. If your interest is just to get an arcade cabinet, one arcade cabinet, sit it in your room, you know, hey, that's fine. You know, get the standard. This ain't for you. This definitely ain't for you. What I'm proposing here is game changing. What I'm proposing here is unlike anything else that's out there, and it's ready to rock and roll. So it's gonna be a complete game changer. It's melding all different, how can I put this? It's melding all different style of gaming in one. Mobile, console, arcade, classic, retro, PC productivity. All of this stuff is enrolled in one, or shall I say more than one particular cabinet. So, and that's a hint right there. So you're going to see that. You're going to see what the uses of, how it's going to interact with everything, why you would possibly want it, why it would make sense. Will it be for everybody? No, it won't be, because one thing can't be for everybody, because everybody has different interests. Some people are just interested in getting an arcade cabinet, you know, with classic games. Some people want an arcade cabinet with modern console games. Some people want to play PC games. Some people want more. Some people want less and less. So it's something different for everybody. So I encourage you to give that some thought, and to please look into and consider our products, especially when they're fully debuted. It's not for everybody. That's just the reality. And I wouldn't try to push it for everybody. The reality is, when this whole MAME arcade machine kicked off more than 20 years ago, at that time, you could pretty much only emulate classic arcade games, and then old console games came into play. Eventually Nintendo, then Super Nintendo, and then Genesis, and then PlayStation came around much later. But the thing is, nobody at that time, and this is the point I want to make. Now, I meant to mention this earlier. Nobody at that time, when those cabinets first started getting built and pushed out here in a very small amount, nobody was thinking about modern console gaming on those cabinets. Nobody wanted it. It's like, why would you want to play old console games on your arcade cabinet? You know, or even modern console games on your arcade cabinet. I want to play retro games. But as more and more stuff became to be released for these cabinets, more and more people started to beat the drum and say, hey, I want to play console games, and now I want to play 32-bit console games, and now I want to play PS2 era console games, and more. But once people saw it, then they realized, like, okay, this is something that I really want and really need. So that brings me back to my point of why what I'm working on with the multi-platform version will be significant, because it's one of those things that most people will say, I don't think I need all that, and they may be right, but it may be something when they fully see everything and say, hey, I wish this would have been out years ago. So again, I don't see anybody else doing this. Pretty significant. So you're going to see a lot more soon, but I'm going to hold back from showing off the prototype of everything until we're ready to rock with that. So keep your eyes on this channel. I'm not going to give a specific time or date or deadline. Keep your eyes on this channel, and you're going to see more, and more. Hey, 3X Lex out. Peace.